Hey guys, Josh and I, every week, covering the greatest stories.
Startup news, stories, big companies, small companies, analysis.
Everything to do with startups is right here. Check out the blog today. Here we are
This week
in startups.
All right.
Josh, Toby. Josh is your host, Toby's your sidekick.
And Toby, you've been great as a sidekick.
Thank you.
I gotta say.
I'm hoping to win an award.
If I was Batman, you could be my Robin.
There you go. We actually had Batman in here last week.
Really?
Yeah, so when you said if I was Batman, I was like, you're not Batman, bro. I've met Batman. Batman was on the vlog last week. Links above. All right.
So, this week in startups, we got cut short last week.
Yeah.
You had an important call. That's fine. It's fine. Our vlog only...
You know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start doing behind the scenes. Hey, Josh, we on for tonight? No. Hey, Josh, we on for tonight? Can't do it tonight, Toby.
All right.
And I have a call once. The audacity. Or as my grandmother used to say, the chutzpah.
The chutzpah. I got it. So, I want to talk today a little bit about Google's unknown industries.
Yep.
So, we know Google as that big tech company. We got G Suite.
Google or Alphabet?
Well, we got Google.
Okay.
And you know Google's got a lot of subsidiary companies as well. It's not just Alphabet that maintains them. So what Google's doing is pretty crazy. We know Google collects a lot of data.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know, like the whole uproar on Facebook. If you guys knew what freaking Google had on you, you'd be way more upset.
Yeah, like I've actually got like a little thing here. Like
oh, really?
What Google collects about us.
Sorry.
So no, it's fine.
I'll go back to being Robin.
We'll talk about what Google's been collecting from us. So Google's actually had to start releasing information about what kind of information they're collecting.
Mm-hmm.
So the stuff that because Europe's got new privacy regulations that's rocking the world right now in the legal world.
Wait
Not
for
so
it.
much fun for everyone else.
What's fun for you guys?
Yeah, it's fun for us.
Lawyer.
And so, you know, personally in Google, I have like all my email data, contacts, credit card information, browsing and search history, what I've downloaded since I was like 10. 11.
God help you.
And so Google is really smart and they use AI to kind of connect your profile with ads that are looking for a person like you. So they're not using your personal data per se, but they've got data sets of Toby and Josh. Yep. And they've got ads that target people like Toby and Josh and they connect them up.
I'd be surprised if that Toby and Josh weren't more like this.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Hey, and I'm not mad at that.
No, I submit to that, but I just don't think people don't talk about it, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of strange. And I think people should probably talk about it a little bit more because what I think people want to see, I don't think people really care where their data is being collected. They just want transparency around the issue. And I think we mentioned it last week with the whole Facebook thing. And Facebook isn't in hot water anymore. They've said, we're sorry.
Yeah, and I accept Zuck's position. I think I may have said on this vlog, or at least I've said on others, that, you know, I think that he was just because of the size of Facebook. Yeah. They were just a prone hack. Like someone had to try and cut their and I'm sure thousands of people every day try and hack the system, right?
Definitely.
Unfortunately, the stain that it's left on the US is Donald Trump, right, at the moment. Yeah. So that's why everyone's mad.
Actually, on a funny note, I found this awesome website that does massive cutouts of celebrities in Australia, and for like $70, you can get a huge 6-foot picture of Donald Trump cut out.
Oh, no thanks.
And
$70?
So, but we can get anyone on the vlog here now. There's no question.
Oh, that's true.
We can.
We just cut out the little mouth. Hello.
Yeah, we can get Jeff up here. Zuck. Interviews coming in a few weeks.
You just powered me to 200. We're about to hit 100 vlogs. You know that?
Really? 100 vlogs?
We're 6 away, right? As of today, we're 6 away. But I've already filmed some, so we're like, I've already got my 100th episode keyed up for next Tuesday.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
But now you've just given me, I can interview anyone.
Yeah, you can interview anyone. We got Zuck on next week.
There you go.
Don't tell anyone. So what Google's been doing in their alternative industries is actually accessing and trying to get involved in healthcare.
Yep.
And this is kind of seems like a strange industry probably.
So probably for people out there that aren't that close to it, maybe. For me, makes sense.
Makes sense.
Like I just saw Georgia Beatty actually, it's just as I was walking in here, posted a tweet about Apple getting into the healthcare with this whole all this new stuff, and I haven't read the full tweet, but I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And it kind of like, I saw the Google keynote, which was almost mirror image to Apple's keynote.
I think that's like the format of keynotes.
And
now.
they're sort of chipping away, and sort of one goes up, the other one goes up, the other one, you know, it's
And I think Google's major industry isn't in its like consumer products, right?
So
it's all that back end stuff that they're doing that's like excelling them to be a huge company.
Is this where we're going with this? Because I love G Suite, but I hate user interface. I love G Suite, but I think their consumer products, like on the Android phones, it's just not polished.
Yeah, I feel you, 100%. We're not going there with this. We've been there before.
Yeah, but I love G Suite. G Suite powers all my companies.
G Suite's amazing, but I think what Google's doing is like they're like, we got consumer products and we'll compete with Apple because we can't it's not a one horse race, right? But that's not where they're aiming to make money. They're spreading their fingers, their tentacles into lots of different industries. In healthcare, they're looking at the data that's generated from wearables, data that's generated online from maybe MRIs that have been uploaded, all these different kinds of data. They're using AI to detect disease anomalies from all this information and then be able to make recommendations to a user to say, hey, you might have this disease, or hey, we might be able to map a part of your DNA, or hey, here's how you can better live your lifestyle.
So that's a little more sophisticated than when, hey, I've got this pain in my chest and I Google it,
WebMD,
and I'm going to die tomorrow. So I appreciate that they're putting a little more effort into that, because everything I search, I've got like 24 hours to live.
So you're doing fine.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, so I'm just overall pretty impressed by what Google's doing, and like, yeah, they probably are like not my ideal company to be using that information.
Yeah, you know, I think all the gadgets are really cool, but they're starting to become very dangerous.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have talked about smart TVs. There's stuff where smart TVs have cameras built into them, and the cameras are on because they're connected to your Wi-Fi. Can you get hacked? All that shit is really fucking scary, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, Alexa, Google Home, I think what's it called, the HomePod, that kind of tanked. But like anything that you're asking, either Siri or Google, all that stuff,
it's just being collected.
It's being collected
constantly.
And
I don't know. Isaac Asimov had like an interesting thing about like rules of how we should deal with robots. Maybe we should be developing like a subset of rules for how we deal with like data collection, how we deal with artificial intelligence using that data, so it can be used responsibly.
You know, Elon Musk has openly said,
your man.
My man. Elon has been saying, I was like, hold on, that's probably consistent. Every episode we have to mention him. But he's talked about how AI is way more dangerous than anything that's coming. You know, autonomous driving, all that sort of stuff, put that to one side. AI and robots. And
it's the scariest thing, it's a timely issue of today.
And everyone's racing towards building it, right? Because that's the next frontier of gold. I don't know. What else?
I don't know. What else? All right. We are... Oh, where did I get to from here? Got a cool startup this week.
Yep.
Investors, SoftBank, huge Japanese firm. We got Bill Gates.
Yep.
We've got a bunch of other really high-profile investors. And they're investing in a company called Earth Now. And what their mission is kind of simple, but I think their company is really cool, is that they want to make streaming of the Earth live. So I can access map data, for example, anywhere in the world, live, right now. And it's interesting because Bill Gates...
So are you saying, so right now, like when I go home tonight,
Yep.
I always go onto my Google Maps and I go, how long is it going to take me? Oh shit, it's going to take 45 minutes. I may as well camp out here for an extra 25 and get some work done. Check in 25. Oh, traffic's died down to 25 minutes.
And like that data is more or less easily accessible.
But so where are you going with this? Are you saying maybe cameras on the street? I can see.
This isn't cameras. So Earth Now's mission is to create global like live streaming, I guess.
Yeah.
And the way that they do that is by launching satellites into the upper atmosphere, small satellites that can give us a constant feed. And so, Bill Gates' investing strategy.
For what purposes?
So Bill Gates is an impact investor, as
Sure.
you know, and he invests in a lot of philanthropic things. And I don't think he doesn't really put his money in places where he doesn't think that it's going to have some intrinsic benefit. And I think from what I can extrapolate, the benefit here is more global. Imagine you have live data so you can access or you can see natural disasters as they happen and apply aid to those areas quickly and efficiently. Or maybe you can see when a civil war is breaking out somewhere, or maybe you can see on a micro level if there are riots and things like that, and you can make the world a safer place. Or you can direct aid to a place more efficiently and make it better for the person who's receiving it.
Yep.
And so I think that's really cool.
So I like Bill. I think Bill's intentions are always honorable and ethical. Other than people trying to mine that data and monetize that data.
Yeah.
He doesn't need more money, so he's happy to just give it away to benefit the world. Love it. While you were talking, something came into my head, and then when you stopped, it flew out. So we'll just keep rolling. But I was actually thinking about like Snapchat as an example, and I'm not on Snapchat anymore. I started getting just bullshit stuff from my nephews, who just sent me like photos for the sake of trying to get streaks. But Snapchat, just as I was pulling away and deleted the app, started doing like maps. And so you zoom out. Well, you don't have to. You can see what's high activities going on in like Los Angeles, and you can zoom in on the map and you can click West LA and you can see people's stories from that day.
Cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
This is a whole new
level, and this isn't like an individualized or personal thing. This is meant to be like a zoomed out.
Yeah, I like it.
And a big picture idea. I think it's a really cool startup. I think it's got a lot of chances of success, and I think it can actually do some good in the world too.
Yeah, I feel like we're in this age right now where there's a really strong chance, you may not like to hear this, but we could probably live to 150, if not older. Yeah. Right? And I think that all these little things, it's a game of inches. Most of it, business is a game of inches, basketball is a game of inches. All these top, it's people are looking for milliseconds off speed and of it. I really feel like this sort of stuff is going to help people live longer, better, happier. And the question is, can we afford to live that long? I think we talked about, or maybe we didn't, but I talked about it. Where was I?
I was talking about it just this weekend, so this is like a really timely conversation.
I went with my team. We went to Sean Callanan's stand-up comedy night, and
it was great. Amazing,
and there's some stuff coming out from that. But we talked about like, hey, if you could live to 150, people were, my team were like, oh, could you imagine? I'm like, no. But what if you felt like you were 40?
That would be amazing. What we were thinking is like, if you look at maybe, and we're not animals, but if you look at domestic dogs now, and dogs that live in the wild, live like 4 to 6 to 8 years, not really that long compared to domestic dogs, 15, 18, 20 years old.
Please God, yeah.
Right? And that's really crazy because you see dogs living to that age, but they're kind of like, if you look at the German Shepherds, for example, they get kind of senile and aggressive past a certain age.
Sure.
And a lot of other dogs as well. So there's like all these intrinsic problems. Like it's great to live longer, but there's also these like problems with living longer.
Yeah, and so I look at like the 80s where I grew up. My father passed away. He had no education around McDonald's being unhealthy. Yeah. It was only until Super Size Me, the movie came out, which everyone's like, this shit's really bad for you.
Yeah.
And everyone's stopped eating it. And everyone's gone for this natural, healthy alternatives. And I just wonder whether or not, if you really do take care of your device, your body, if you can take yourself that much further. And with this sort of stuff, like the technology that's coming in, like the world's going to be a better place. I hope we can stick around to see it.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I keep telling my daughter, Maddie, like I'm gonna live forever. And then I told her the other day, there's a good chance I might clonk out at 150.
How'd that make her feel?
She was like, nah, Dad, you're wrong. You told me to live forever. I was like, oh yeah, of course I'll live forever. Yeah, of course, don't worry about it. I may not be able to afford to live forever, but
that's a different story.
That's irrelevant.
So I guess the next thing I want to talk about is Spotify.
Yep.
IPO'd recently.
Yeah, congratulations, Spotify. Massive.
Amazing.
Massive.
And they've been really successful post IPO, and they haven't stayed still. I guess this is important because last week, Apple reached 40 million users on Apple Music.
Wow.
So if we
40 million.
We spoke about this like a quarter ago, and they were at 30 or 33 million or something like that. So this is a massive jump. And Spotify's still at 70 million, so they're still got a significant portion
Wow.
of their users. But the problem for them is that only 50% of their users are paying. The other 50% are kind of freeloading on their platform.
Right, so Apple's making more money.
Apple's making more money.
Because you can't get Apple Music unless you pay. You might get a 3-month free trial.
That's it.
But then here comes the pummel.
And so Spotify is like, we got Apple sitting here, and then we got Netflix that's like doing this amazing, its own content, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's generating like hundreds of millions.
I'm there, by the way. I was on the Gold Coast for Com Games.
Yep.
And my father-in-law, we have Foxtel at the family apartment, and my father-in-law called up Foxtel and said, switch my package, turn off all my movies, and switch me to HD. He ended up saving $15 a month. Maybe he saved more. I think he saved like $30 a month, and then he went to Netflix for $12.
It's amazing.
He's like, I'm in front.
And so what Netflix have done, not what Netflix, what Spotify have done, they've said, we want to compete in the music industry, we want to compete in the movie industry. They're late to the game in the movie industry, so they're not going to get in it. But what they've done, they've partnered with Hulu in the US.
Cool.
So
I love Hulu.
Love Hulu. It's really great. It's an amazing platform.
I have a friend that worked for both Hulu and Netflix. Try to get him on the vlog soon.
And so what this means is that instead of paying $9.99 a month, you just pay $12.99 a month. You get access to both platforms. Maybe that's a way that both Hulu and Spotify can start to increase their users and take them away from the individualized other platforms like Netflix and Apple.
Very interesting. I was a Hulu subscriber before I was Netflix.
Hulu's been around. It's been the longest subsisting streaming service.
Yeah, but because Netflix was CD by mail or DVD by mail, and I was like, that's not for me. But then they flipped to stream and had a few bumps, but got to streaming. And then, but the thing that I liked about Hulu was it was TV. It wasn't just movies.
Yeah.
And so Netflix at the time was like, order the DVD, put it in the mail, we'll send you a self-addressed envelope, blah, blah, blah. And, but Hulu was doing TV already. Now Netflix is spending, what was the last, 60?
Something crazy.
6 billion or something?
Yeah.
Anyway, on content, amazing. Amazing, I'm there.
So, something weird, I don't know, I came across this article, AirAsia doing an ICO. It's just weird, right?
Next topic.
Like, I don't understand, what I really don't understand is, I guess these like traditional companies just like seeing something new and they're like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do an ICO. I'm gonna have.
There's an amazing story. There's an amazing story backstage to biblical times called David and Goliath. Goliath, like AirAsia's a Goliath, right?
Huge.
Nah, it's over. It's over before it started.
So in some local news, I guess companies have been doing amazingly this year. And we've seen huge investments, and there's a report that's just been released that we've said we've had around $170 million invested in Australian startups this quarter.
Wow.
So that's huge.
Big number.
Big number. It's our biggest yet.
And all of those startups are coming to corporate advice?
And I hope so.
No wonder you've been busy, bro. My golly.
And so we had like Canva do a $50 million raise.
Yep.
Had Myriota, which do like satellite.
That was
IoT devices.
Canva. Let's not glance over that. 50 million at $1 billion val, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
Big number. I love Canva. Canva's
You're
helped.
using Canva regularly.
The happiness team are, because they're doing a lot
Yeah.
of posters for community and notifications. I think we use it a little bit on Insta. Yeah, I think it's an amazing tool. I use it for my thumbnails.
It's amazing.
Yep.
Really, really cool startup, and one of our own also. We had Myriota get $20 million, which is amazing.
Yep.
And the next one down was like Tyde. They were sitting at like $3 million of investment. And so we've got all these like really big players, and Australia's not talking hundreds of thousands anymore.
Yeah.
Which when you first came here was probably like the reality of the
Yeah.
scene, right?
Yeah. I was a bit desensitized from the size of the investments. But I mean on the treadmill this morning, I look up and I see, the lotto is now $230 million.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big number. Like that's a number that I'm used to seeing, right? Like
Yeah.
I think California lottery was up at like 600 million at one stage when I was there.
It's crazy.
It's incredible.
And so that's just like, that's awesome. That's awesome for the local scene. I think it's really cool because we're seeing startups don't need money to survive, but if it's there, it definitely helps the ones that do need it.
Yeah, I think that like I see it every day, and I'm in deep conversations with large corporates, large corporate advisory groups, and big universities, and sort of like the future is here, man. It may not be exclusively at Creative Cubes, but it's at that.
It is.
It's at that ecosystem where a great university group, who I'm absolutely honored, they want to partner. I can't disclose names at this stage, but they want to partner. And I'm like, but why? And they're like, well, our curriculum is designed for workforce, but the workforce are now here in these environments. And so we need to adopt.
Need to change.
And so we're talking about several locations, partnering with them. And yeah, things are moving, things are evolving, and the future of work tomorrow night, actually at Inspire 9, Startup Victoria are holding a future of work. I'm actually going to be on the panel there.
Awesome. And so this is a discussion panel?
It's actually a pitch panel.
Awesome.
So I'm one of the judges, although I don't judge. We've got our very own Shifties.
Nice.
John from Shifties is up there pitching.
And so John won a desk last year. We had pitch for a desk.
Last year. Last year. Pitch for a desk. Yeah, so he's pitching tomorrow night. It'll be very interesting to see. I think John's a very talented man, and I think his idea has got legs.
Yep.
It'd be very interesting to see how he goes against the others. But I'm cheering him on because I feel like he's part of the Creative Cubes family. At the same time, I've got to be very, criteria focused.
Yeah. You'll probably see me there in the crowd. That sounds amazing.
Great.
We've got our very own.
Just don't throw bananas.
I'll heckle.
I can handle the heckle. But yeah, the future of work is not like what it used to be. Even my kids' school, right? I call it Creative Cubes for Kids, only because I can't think of a better name for it. But there's no school, there's no classrooms. They have a space where they can dock down. But if my daughter's interested in maths, if my daughter has to learn maths and she's interested in art, they'll teach her the math theory using art as the vehicle.
Amazing.
And so she'll go to the art room, or she'll go off to the computer room, or she'll go off to, but everyone's learning the same curriculum, it's just different.
And delivered in a different way.
And I think as an entrepreneur, I don't think I know any entrepreneur that loved school.
Yeah.
I didn't not like school, it just didn't speak to me. And the teachers thought I was the problem, which is probably right. But if you give me some benefit of the doubt, I feel like instead of rope learning a curriculum, speak to the individual, grab them aside and try and educate them using stuff that stimulates and motivates them.
Yeah, because the attention span of kids now isn't the pre-technological, I guess, boom, where we had computers in our pockets.
Yep.
Our attention spans were maybe, I don't know, let's say 20 minutes. That was max my attention span.
Yeah.
Maybe the length of a TV show.
With or without ads?
And now we kind of got YouTube that brings in that 1 to 2 minute gratification.
So I was talking about this earlier today. There's going to be a vlog later on this week. You know, I will go to Twitter, my fave, every night before bed. I'll then jump into Flipboard, read some articles, and then I'll go to YouTube. And I articulated that I love Rachel Maddow from MSNBC, but her videos are 40 to 50 minutes of length.
Ain't nobody got time for that?
Ain't nobody got time for that. James, insert that. I actually scour my feed for 4 to 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes. Yeah.
If it's an in-depth, really interesting topic, maybe.
I'll like look at my watch. If I watch 12 minutes here, then I've literally got one episode where I can probably smash out 3 at 4.
And now, you know, that 30 seconds that you have to spend not doing anything is a long time. And so that's important to realize that and fill that gap, especially for kids in education.
Especially for kids. So I can only imagine, and like if we send out like ads, we have to capture the person within 3 seconds today. Not creative cues, but just general marketing, right? And so, you know, we put together a 58 seconds video and it's too long.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna miss it. And so, yeah, attention span, man, it's shrinking and shrinking.
Like this, yeah. So we need to find ways to target that attention span and convert it in a short amount of time.
And actually, if we keep waffling on here,
we're going to get to half an hour, which will be crazy.
Half an hour, which ain't nobody got. Ain't nobody going to be watching that. Cool. So that's it?
That's it.
I think we're back on Thursday.
We're back on Thursday.
Happy Anzac Day from Josh.
Happy Anzac Day from Toby.
And
are you going to the march? Dawn service.
You know what? I might.
The march is amazing for the kids.
I might take the kids. My kids are American and they're super patriotic towards America, but I think they live in Australia now and
that's what you got to do.
You gotta skip to the beat.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll see you guys this time
on Thursday.
Thanks, Josh.